I'm Rose Dalton, KTRS News, the Talk of St. Louis.
Thank you, Rose Dalton. Hey, let's have a fun conversation with one of the good ones, President of Catholic Charities, Jared Bryson. Jared, welcome back to the Big 550 KTRS.
Great to be here. Thanks, McGraw.
You were here a year ago, just as the tornadoes hit, and you guys are big on the front lines with stuff like this. Give us a sense of, I know what Catholic Charities does, but give a sense to people what Catholic Charities does and how you guys exist.
Yeah, so for us, we are a womb to tomb type of organization. We take care of the needs of those most marginalized and find themselves in critical places in their lives. In particular, around the tornado, we are not just an immediate response, but we are a long-term recovery organization. So we stay with them all the way through to recovery, so several years in this process.
Yeah, you guys help support many local charities, right? You guys have a lot of charities all throughout the spectrum, all throughout stages of life.
Yep.
Helping
From St.
out.
Patrick's Center, Cardinal Ritter Senior Services, Queen of Peace, all of the
big and small.
Big and small. That's right. Yeah.
Talk about the tornado specifically, because it's been a year, and I'm sure it's strained some of your resources. But what have you seen, and what have you been able to do?
Yeah, so that transition from immediate response to a longer term recovery is where we're at right now. So for us, we've moved from 97 houses that we were working through to 179 since just January. It's a long process to try and go through assessments. 137 direct clients for us, and about 22 to 2,300 folks that we've kind of impacted as a part of the work. Completed, we've done 383 home visits. Now, this is in support of those families. Those assessments take a lot of time to get in and try to figure out how much we can really kind of do, and then working through that recovery process itself. So it's pretty huge. And then there's 43 or 4, something like that, active construction case things we're doing right now in recovery. And then, of course, more active case management, trying to help move people through that. And let's say there were 9 completed so far of impacted households. It just takes a really long time. I heard one person say to me, there are not enough bricklayers in 5 states to help us recover sometimes. So it's a slow process to really move through that.
Well, look, if you look at this, you have a block that was already in disrepair. You had either vacant lots or houses that were boarded up, and then you have 2 or 3 or 4 houses that are functioning as homes.
Yeah.
They couldn't get insurance even if they had it. It's worth maybe $10,000 on the open market. To rebuild that house is going to cost you $300,000. So what happens now with a house that wasn't insured? Where do these people go? How do they rebuild?
Yeah.
There's no economic incentive to rebuild because there was none there to begin with.
Yeah, and that's been a challenge to try and help bring that back. So we've partnered with MHDC and others to really try to help find and repair housing. So, like, there's been $35,000 that we give to folks for moving costs. So if they've got to move somewhere else, they've got to move back, or and we've done about $120,000 in just home repairs for a house. I mean, just to get one back in there, is averaging out that way. And then MHDC has allocated about $156,000 that we're using per house on additional funding that we're kind of walking through on that. So that immediate assistance, we have hotel stays because we've got to put them up somewhere. That's about $700 that we're kind of working through that. Other gift cards for essentials because they've lost other things. We have a house-to-home program that we're doing right now in which people can adopt a family, and as we move them back into their house and kind of walk through that process to get it stable, the house is stable, they can move back in. They may not have furniture, they may have lost a lot of things from the kitchen or whatever. So really trying to adopt a family that can help re-anchor them. And then, of course, that seasonal support. They went through Christmas, they went through a lot, and how do we really help some of the kids in some of the neighborhoods recover? So we're dedicating a lot of our resources just to one neighborhood because it's a pretty massive swath of folks, but we're looking at one neighborhood at a time and then trying to move from there. And then that one neighborhood's taken a lot of time for us.
Are you getting any help from the feds or the state with some of this stuff?
So we get support in a way that is not financial at this point in time. We have some help from the United Way on our work for case management. MHDC at the state level helps a little bit in the repair side, but it's pretty limited right now in how we're walking through that.
How do you keep the faith? Because it's a never-ending hole, right? I mean, it's the more you do, the more is needed.
Yeah, one of the biggest challenges in this work of Catholic Charities is there's always more need. Like, we've went from serving 92,000 a year to 122,000 a year, and that was not tornado related. It can be a challenging day sometimes to see people constantly at their worst and their lowest. But what keeps the faith and keeps hope for me is that when we journey with each person that comes through our doors and helps us out, and we see them start to make progress, you got to keep focused on that. There's a lot going on in the environment that has a negative impact. But
right.
Walking through a family, getting them back in a house, making them
so the individual success stories really keeps your
really
faith.
Help. That helps out a lot.
Yeah. How can people help for STL Giving Day?
Yeah, so for us, the recovery still continues, and we have a limited funds that we're really kind of working to try to help get people back on their feet. We are asking folks to volunteer their time, come adopt a family, give generously, both of your time and your talent, and of course some treasure would be helpful to help us redo that. So then just go to ccstl.org. They can talk to our volunteer folks, and we can get them connected up with our programs.
Talk about the Adopt a Family. What does that entail? How does that work?
Yeah, so it's for our House to Home program. As we move people back in to their house, they may have lost. If their house has been all opened up, it's ruined.
Right.
There's a lot of. So we've got to help them replenish things, and they may not have had the means to do that. So House to Home, we're getting people to adopt the family. And then they'll buy bedding, beds, whatever they need to try and get their life to be back and stable in that place.
Right. Beautiful. All right, good. Jared, for people to find out more and for people to help, where do they go?
Go to ccstl.org.
That is Jared Bryson, President and CEO of Catholic Charities. While you're helping out all of the tornado victims, the other needs continue.
They still continue.
It isn't like they stop.
Affordable housing, mental health. Food security has really risen. Insecurity has really risen in our community. It's a constant need for that. And then workforce development as we continue that, because trying to find workers to do some of this has really been a challenge.
And you always need volunteers.
Always need volunteers.
But Jared Bryson, one of the good ones, President and CEO of Catholic Charities. Jared, thanks for coming in.
Hey, thanks, McGraw.
All right, Big 550 KTRS.